Hello Internetians, my name is JacubAsAlways and I am your coach of the New York Metagross. Welcome to IBL Season 5, Week number 4. Your New York Metagross are going against the Chester Chinchous, coached by JoesephGames, who is an amazing human being. He is the GOAT in this community. He is one of the best recorders. He is the best recorder in the community. Last season, I believe he recorded, out of 12 games, he had to have recorded at least 9 or 10 of mine. I believe he recorded all 12. He might have recorded all 12. He didn't just record all 12 for me. He recorded a shit ton for just about every person who needed recording. He did it, I believe, for free. I mean, if he did it for money, then he's still a GOAT for doing it. But, like, he's doing the same thing this season, except this time he's a coach. He's just a phenomenal ass person, and I fucking love him. He deserves all the praise in the world, so be sure to go check him out in the description below. Now then, let us get into why we are here. We are here for the IBL, and we are here to discuss teams. So, the team that we are going to be discussing is, of course, ours. If you don't already know our team, then pay attention. So, the team that we are going to be discussing is his team, of course, which I can finally put on screen now. Wow, that's really bad, actually. Hold on. That look better? That look maybe like this? Huh. That's a change between editing and starting the recording. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Alright. Love me. Now then. Let's jump into his team. His team consists of Manaphy. Of course, always a threat. Not a Z captain, so that's honestly amazing to see the fact that it's not a Z captain. However, I do think that Manaphy, while it is an amazing mon of the format and does very good things, it has lost some of its shine as the power creep continues to grow. And it doesn't have a Z crystal, so it can't run Z rain dance. However, my team, I feel like, is very, very anti-Manaphy. Not only the team that I'm bringing, but my team in general. So, of course, I have Kieran Black, I have Mega Venusaur, I have Slowking, and then I have stuff like Komala, which can kind of take a hit to an extent if it's like Assault Vest. I have mons that are faster, and stuff like Manectric and Rabombi. Whew! Choice Scarfers, such as Passimian, even Magmortar can be a good Choice Scarfer. I have Whirlwind to phase out Calm Mind. So I feel like I have the most anti-Manaphy team that anyone could ever have. Z-Latios. So Z-Latios is, of course, Latios in general is a really good mon, especially with the fact that it can run Z crystals and run stuff like Dragonium Z, Psychium Z, run Calm Mind, Thunderbolt, and Bolt Beam. Z-Latios is a very big threat to my team. Calm Mind allows it to take on hits from Rabombi better, and then if I'm not running a Choice Scarfers that can outspeed it and one-shot it or do a lot of damage to it, then I am in all kinds of trouble. I hope me touching my pop filter doesn't, like, break your ears. So that's kind of really annoying, because at +1, if it has the right coverage, or whatever coverage, if he has whatever coverage he wants, he basically wins. If he has recover, it's even worse, and it's just dual stab, because that can work too. It's even worse. I have many mons that can, I have ways to phase it out. I have a Choice Scarfer, which you'll see. So, like, I feel like I have ways to beat it, but if it's played well, it basically successes my entire team and my life. So that's fun. We have a Crocodile here. Crocodile is, of course, a great Choice Scarfer. It's a great Rock Setter. It's a great Choice Band user. It's a great just mon in general. Ground Dark is just a very scary combination. I do have decent switch-ins to it. I actually have better than decent switch-ins, I feel. Like Mega Venusaur, Skarmory, Rabombi are all really good switch-ins to it. Kieran Black, Rhyperior can both take a hit, even though Rhyperior is weak. Solid Rock with that amazing defense is always going to let me take, I believe, a Choice Banded one. Passimian can outspeed if it's not Choice Scarf. I do have a Kieran Black which does outspeed it if I run Choice Scarf. Rabombi is just an amazing thing for it, unless it's locked into Stone Edge or it's not locked into anything and it can run and it's running Stone Edge. Of course, I'm going to be able to set up on that. Florges. I love Florges to death. It's one of my babies. It does not like this matchup just because I have Mega Venusaur, which even if he's running like Life Orb Psychic, it's not going to be doing a huge amount. Of course, I love offensive Florges. This is why I'm saying that. I can set up on it. I would set up on it with Bombi. As a defensive mon, it can do really well. as it can check my Cure in Black if I'm not like a Life Orb Iron headset, or it can check generally a lot of things on my team. It checks a very large majority of my team outside of stuff like Setup or Bomb Beef. It's not running Toxic. It takes on a Rhyperior if I'm not offensive. It takes on Bassimian if I don't, you know, run smart, like, tech for it, I should say. It can take on Magmortar, unless I'm, like, out of specs and he's not running special defense. He gets checked by Mega Venusaur. It can take on Kamala. It can kind of take on Kamala. It can take on normal Kamala sets, but I'm not a person who thinks with his brain, so you'll see how that's going to work. Decidueye is very annoying, and you'll see why, because what I end up planning to break with. It can be very annoying to my team. However, I feel like generally my team handles it decently well. I have stuff like Magmortar, which would always check it. I have stuff like Kyurem, which would always check it. Skarmory can always stop it. Mega Venusaur can generally almost always stop it unless it's a Spadef SD Roost set, in which case, F. Sucker Punch plus, like, wow, actually especially defensive Spirit Shackle, SD, Roost, and Sucker Punch set is really annoying to my team. Because he could trap my Mega Venusaur, SD up on it 3 times, and then, like, maybe sweep my team if I didn't run Choice Scarf Bassimian or something? Huh. Teach my opponents how to beat me. Blaziken. Blaziken is a threat. I do have Slowking, which can kind of handle it, but it basically can 2KO every single Pokemon on my team. At +2, it kills Mega Venusaur if it's Life Orb, I believe, with Flare Blitz, if I'm not wrong. I might be. It is a neutral hit after all, because Big Fat, but still, like, it's a threat. If he wears down my Mega Venusaur, and he's running, like, Life Orb Thunder Punch, he might be able to just straight kill my Slowking. And which is my best check to it, and then, like, I'm in a bad spot. Luckily, it's not Speed Boost, because this is IBL. Luckily, it's Blaze, so thank God to my life. Weezing is a really good pivot to my team. It comes into my Rabombi, my Rhyperior, my Bassimian, my Mega Venusaur, my Skarmory, my Kamala, my Poipole. Comes in on a very large majority of my team, and can just set up Toxic Spikes if it wants, if I didn't have Mega Venusaur to absorb them, and Skarmory to defog them. It can run Thunderbolt or Fire Blast for my Skarmory. It can just be a general nuisance with like Pain Split, Will-O-Wisp, Sludge Bomb, and Thunderbolt, and can like really piss me off. In all honesty, Weezing is very good in this matchup, especially it's the Zmon too. So it can run Z-Memento if he really wants to, and go out to something like Latios instead of in a face and sweep my entire team. So that's fun. Mega Man Electric. Really annoying, because I'm not bringing my ground resist, and even if I did, it's 2-shot by Mega Man Electric's Hidden Power Grass, so that's awesome. Luckily, I do have a second electric immunity on my team, which is my Manectric, which, you know, isn't coming, and gets 2-shot by Overheat. Woo! So Mega Man Electric is, probably the most obnoxious mon to deal with, to switch into, just because it's always going to be able to Volt Switch, and just to gain him all kinds of ridiculous momentum, so I have to be very careful of that. Mega Man Electric, of course, doesn't really do too much outside of its standard stuff, so... And unless I'm using it and I run stupid shit, like... We're not gonna get into it. Anyway, Alolan Sandslash, he doesn't have a Hail user, so it's kind of weird to have Alolan Sandslash on here, but it can set rocks, it can, Rapid Spin, it can set his own Hail, he can click Hail, and then be Slush Rush and start doing damage. However, I have... up-teen amount of ways to handle something like an Alolan Sandslash, so I'm not scared. And then he has a Pidgeot, which is a bird, and exists as a Pokemon, I guess. So, what do I expect him to bring? I don't expect Manaphy, I don't expect Pidgeot, I don't expect Sandslash. So, that leaves 7 Mons that are really on the table. The last Mon I don't expect him to bring would maybe be the Blaziken, but that's like an iffy kind of thing. He could also not bring the Crocodile. He could also not bring the Decidueye. So I'm definitely expecting Latios, I'm definitely expecting Florges, I'm definitely expecting Weezing, I'm definitely expecting a Mega Man Electric, and then Crocodile, Blaziken, or Decidueye. 2 of those last 3 in the last slots. So, with that, we're going to get in. As you can see, the 6 months he decided to bring, I was very pleasantly surprised. I was ecstatic when I saw this team preview. So he brings Weezing, he brings the Manaphy, he brings the Crocodile, he brings the Florges, the Mega Man Electric, and the Blaziken. So no Decidueye, which is great because it swept my entire team. If I'm just now realizing it. It swept my entire team. The Latios swept my entire team. And I'm glad that those 2 are not there. And then, of course, there's no Sandslash or Pidgeot. So, Very nice matchup in my opinion. I'm very happy with everything that I'm seeing on my screen. And so without further ado, I'm going to lead off with... Wait, what am I doing? Did I not go over my team? God, I spent... Leave me alone. All of you shut the hell up right now. My team! God, I spent so much time going over his shit. I haven't done a proper team builder in so long, and I think everyone's realizing that right now. So, my team. I built it around Rabombi. So, because Rabombi, fucks him up, like, really bad. His fairy resist is a Alolan Sand Slash, LOL, which is not coming. Which you already know, but, like, shut up. And then Weezing, which I have Psyche MZ for. So these, no, I don't have Psyche MZ. I have regular Psychic. All I need is some chip damage and +1 Psychics and maybe blow the Weezing out of the water. I have Moonblast because Moonblast spam is so good against this team. It destroys everything, and then +1 Twinkle Tackle is going to help me beat the Manaphy if I want to, or the Forgus, or the Decidueye, or really anything. I just want to make sure that it gets off the field. My speed is, of course, going to be enough for Latios. +1, I'm going to outspeed Latios no matter what, and then at +1, I'm going to be outspeed Scarf Latios, as well as Mega Manectric, and basically everything on his team. I believe even the Sand Splash under Hail is not going to be able to outspeed the spread that I'm running if I'm at +1. Very good breaker. Shield Dust, of course, will, you know, not let me get burned or whatever. No secondary effects, I should say, so that's very nice. Moving on, we have this Pokemon, of course. I have installed Vespiquen Black, which is very Spidef. And a lot of speed, so I can outspeed the Blaziken. I have Fusion Bolt, Ice Beam, Earth Power, and Iron Head. This destroys him. Fusion Bolt hits Manaphy, Ice Beam hits Latios, Ice Beam hits Krookodile, Iron Head hits Florges, Ice Beam hits Decidueye, Earth Power hits Blaziken, Earth Power hits Weezing because of Terra Volt not ignoring Levitate, Earth Power hits Mega Manectric, Earth Power hits Antelope and Sand Slash, Ice Beam hits Pidgeot. I have covered for every single Pokemon on this team, and I would love to run a Life Orb set and just pick up kills every time it showed up, but I need the Assault Vest because I need a Mega Manectric answer, as well as I can take a one single Draco Meteor from a Scarf Latios, or a Unboosted Latios, or I can't take a Z move, so that's fun. Generally, I can also take it from something like the Manaphy, of course, as one of many Manaphy checks on my entire team. Ice Beam, we already went over the moves, so the spread is mainly there to take a hit from the Latios. Ooh, let's not shake my mic up. Take a hit from the Latios, take a hit from a +3 Manaphy. Weaken stuff, be a general pivot, be a general fucker-upper of shit, so, yay. I have my Mega Venusaur here, which is kind of bulky, but also, like, has some offensive capabilities just so I can easily weaken down his team. So, I have Synthesis, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and Leech Seed. I don't really need anything outside of that. Of course, he has the Weezing, which can come in on my dual stab. He has the Alolan Sand Slash, which can come in on my dual stab, and there's Latios, which can reverse off any damage, but Leech Seed is going to be very nice for all three of those Pokemon, getting my health back as well as weakening them down. Sand Slash, of course, can wall me, but I'm perfectly okay just Leech Seeding and then go out to one of my, like, 8,000 checks to that. Latios having that Leech Seeded me to Calm Mind set is not going to be able to beat me as easily, and then I'll be able to use my next Pokemon, as you'll see, to help take care of that. The EVs in general just made sure that I can take any unboosted hit from a Latios. I can take a +3 Psychic, I believe, from the Manaphy. I take 2 Earthquakes from the Krookodile, if it's Scarfed. And generally just don't die in anything. Don't die to any hit that's not the Latios' boosted attack, like a Spec Psychic or a Soldier Psychic or Psychanium Z. So, beautiful Mon. Next one we have is going to be my Komala. So, I needed something to outspeed the Latios and hit it from the physical side in case it's a Calm Mind variant, because it'd beat my Rabombi 1v1 because I wouldn't just hard into my Rabombi on Latios. If he clicks Psychic, I'm probably going to die, especially after Rocks. So I have Komala here, which is Choice Scarf Last Resort. If you don't know, with Comatose, if you run Sleep Talk Last Resort and just click Sleep Talk, you will click Last Resort, it will go through, and you'll just be firing off 140 base power stab moves all day long. I would love to run a Choice Band variant, because Choice Band OHKOs anything that isn't Decidueye, Weezing, or Sandslash, and I'm pretty sure Weezing gets 2 KO'd. This is an amazing set. It also helps me check the Manaphy. If I weaken that down, I can finish it off with Last Resort. I can finish off the Latios with Last Resort. I don't outspeed his Scarf first, so that's not fun. And I also don't outspeed the Mega Manectric. So, anything else is going to get Last Resorted, and it's going to take a lot of damage, because Komala is actually very low-key strong. Like, 115 base attack is not like the greatest, but when it's a 140 base power stab move, it gonna hurt. It gonna hurt real good. So next one we have is my Dynablade, my Skarmory, Stealth, Fog, Roost, and Iron Head, physically defensive. Helping me with the Florges, switching in on that. Helping me with the Crocodile, switching in on that. Sand Slash, Pidgeot, if it's not running like a Life Orb Heat Wave. And I don't have Whirlwind on here, which is really bad for the Decidueye, and I also don't have Brave Bird, so yay to me. So I wanted Iron Head mainly for the Florges, because I don't want to weaken them down for something like my Rabombi to pick it off with a +1 Critical Tackle, or my Karen Black Iron Head, or my Kamala Click and Last Resort. So Defog is there because I don't want to deal with his Toxic Spikes in case my Mega Venusaur goes down, or I'm not able to get it in as easily. Also getting rid of rocks in general because my Kyurem and my Rabombi don't like rocks. So, and then finally we have a physically defensive Wakan, Berry, Slowking, Scald, Dragon Tail, Toxic, and Slot Off. Able to take a hit from the Latios, Dragon Tail it out, and hopefully not get swept by it, even though it's not coming. Toxic again, wearing down the Latios, wearing down the Manaphy, wearing down the Florges, wearing down the Decidueye, and then Scald just because Scald. I'm going to be able to do Daring to Blaziken, and I'm going to take a +2 hit from that thing, and hopefully knock it out with Scald, or weaken it to the point where my Komala can be able to come in and revenge it. So, this is basically my Blaziken check of anything on the team. So, now that I've probably gone over the team and been, like, am done being a genius, we already saw this team. So happy to see, not Latios. Let's get right in. I'm going to lead off with my Kyurem Black, my Assault Vest Kyurem Black, because it 2KOs every single Pokemon on this team outside of a... It might 2KO Florges. I can't remember if I 2KO Florges. I believe after Leftovers, it's not a roll. If he's fully maxed physically defensive, I might not 2KO with Iron Head, and even then I had to predict it on the way in, and not have to take that obnoxious Moonblast, because that'll put me in range of Draco and +3 Dazzling Gleam. So my Kyurem Black is going to be my lead. Terravolt is of course going to radiate a bursting aura, and I'm going to be able to click Earth Power versus this Weezing. And there goes one Rabombi check. As well as a check to my Kamala. Being able to get the damage off on that thing is very, very nice, as he's going to go for Toxic, which sucks because I'm always going to be in range of stuff now. As I'm going to take 6% here. If I stay in, which of course I'm going to, it's a Kyurem Black. I do it without spam buttons. Ooh, I'll be able to I'll get whittled down a little bit more. So here I'm gonna go for Earth Power again. I knew the Florges was coming in, but I didn't really have a reason to risk anything. Florges getting weakened is very nice. I'm gonna be able to scout that damage and realize that it is it could be a Spadef Florges. I wasn't really too sure. It didn't really matter at that point to me. But I'm going to switch on out of there. I want to still save this because as long as nothing boosts up, I can still take hits. And it's still my Mega Man Electric Cancer. So here I'm going to go to the Skarmory, as he's going to go for the Moonblast, and he's going to do... Woo! I'm tired. Go! He's going to do some damage, and he's going to lower my special attack, which sucks because my Flash Cannon no-code him. I'm lying. Am I? So, I am going to get my leftovers here, and I believe I'm going to have... I believe I'm going to set up my Stealth Rocks here, because Stealth Rocks are going to be good for wearing down his team, and in general, just helping my Rabombi and my Komala and my Kyurem Black all just rip him up. So, let me get the leftovers here, and I could very well go into the Kyurem Black here, and I am actually going to go to the Kyurem Black here. Look at that. Just as I said. So, my Kyurem Black's going to come out. He can go ahead and Mega Evolve his Mega Man Electric, and he's going to get the Intimidate off, which is really cool, because now I can't 2-KO the Florges, and I'm really appreciative that he's not going to let me 2-KO the Florges. Selfish. So the Intimidate's going to come off, and I believe he's going to go for the Volt Switch, because he's actually going to go for Overheat, which is, honestly, I really liked this play. I remember that now. He goes for Overheat, and my Mega Venusaur isn't Mega Evolved yet, so if I had switched to my Mega Venusaur, that thing would have gone destroyed by that Overheat. So that was a very, very nice play on his part. But unfortunately, I'm Assault Vest Kyurem Black, so I switched in on that. So I'm really glad I brought Assault Vest Kyurem Black, because I would have gone Mega Venusaur there, and bad things would have happened to my life. So I'm going to go for Ice Beam. It's going to do about 3 points of damage. And I'm going to get whittled down a little bit more, which is fine, because in general, I'm already looking like I'm going to sweep with my Rabombi once things happen. Here I'm going to switch out into my Komala on what I believe to be a Wish or a Moonblast. And I know I'm not going to get destroyed by this thing. I'm more confident he's going to go for Wish, and I believe I might take 2 Moonblasts anyway, so it's okay risking it, and here we go. Here we go, boys. Ready? Last Resort's going to come off, and that Florges is going to hit the ground, which was absolutely amazing. Choice Scarf Last Resort is going to be able to get rid of that thing as he's going to go into his Blaziken. I wouldn't have assumed I'm Choice Scarf. I would have been lying. This thing's going to be Choice Bandit. It's going to kill me. But unfortunately for him, I'm Choice Scarf, and I'm going to be able to just knock this Blaziken out because this Blaziken doesn't live. It just doesn't live after rocks anyway. So I'm very happy that I brought Choice Scarf. That was a very nice bluff. No one would have expected it. And now he has to go out into another Pokemon. He's going to go out into his Manaphy. But I know that I take any hit from this Manaphy unless it's boosted up, which it's not. And I'm just going to attack it. I have no reason not to. I'm going to Last Resort. And boy, look at that damage. He's going to go for Hidden Power Fighting, which is a really interesting tech on his part. And I'm going to be able to knock this thing out with my Last Resort as well. So Kamala is doing all the work. And I'm going now to watch as he goes out into his Duke, which is going to be his Crocodile, which I don't knock out, and I still want this thing just because I believe I want this thing. Do I say this thing? I do say this thing. Words, guys. English is hard. I promise I'm a high school graduate. I'm going to go to my current block because it's not as needed anymore, and I can sack it off, and then I can go to something appropriate to check this thing, depending on what he goes for. He goes for the Earthquake. He's going to shake the ground with his body. So my current block is now going to die. Anyway, I'm gonna go to my Rabombi. I'm sure he's locked in, and I'm just gonna do Rabombi things. He's gonna switch out, and I'm going to Quiver Dance up. And if you remember that I have Twinkle Tackle, I have Psychic, and I'm now at +1, +1, +1. My Rabombi is in, and things are now going to happen. So, this breathing is going to come in. I am +1. This thing is not going to live a Psychic. I do not care about its life. I do not care about its existence. I'm going to be able to kill it with a Psychic. And that leaves the Mega Manectric. And that leaves the Crocodile. So, he can go out to his Mega Manectric here, which is at full. And I'm not risking anything. I'm not risking this thing being Mega Manectric. I'm not risking this thing being dog shit. I believe I just fire off the Twinkle Tackle here, as I know I'm going to kill Crocodile with a +1 Moonblast. So we're going to fire off this Twinkle Tackle here, and Rabombi is going to sweep the rest of his team, and we're going to walk away from this game with a 5-0 victory. Very, very nice. That is going to put us at 2-2, -1, I believe. We are finally caught up with our games. We were finally caught up with our differential. We are all tied up when it comes to win-losses. We have broken even, and we can now start on working on pulling ahead. A very good game to JoesephGames. I want to pronounce it how he does, but I feel like it's like Joseph PH Games, and I don't know what I'm doing. So, did I say Dazzling Gleam earlier? I meant Moonblast. I feel like I said Dazzling Gleam. Anyway, that's gonna be that. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This is going to be week 5, and that's gonna be week 4. Next week is week 5, guys. I can count. So, we walk away. Like I said, the 5-0 victory. Very happy about that. And next week we're going to be taking on KreselleKey, who actually made the logo that you see. My logo is made by Chris, and I'm really happy to face her. So, next week we're going to face off against her. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you next time. Peace.